I've often heard the saying, good things come to those who wait. But let's be honest, waiting can feel heavy if we're not mindful of what we might be missing along the way. As my grandmother used to say, a word to the wise. So let's wait with clarity, patience, and perseverance. With that in mind, welcome to another episode of Jamaica Magazine, where we highlight the stories shaping our nation. This weekend, we're turning our attention to the 49th regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government Conference, a major regional gathering of leaders across the Caribbean. We'll also bring you updates on what's happening right here at home, including exciting transformational plans in one key ministry and more. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the news.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, July 4, 2025. The government is finalizing the next phase of the public sector modernization program to improve service delivery, boost efficiency, and prepare for 21st century demands. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Favour Williams says the reform will focus on accelerated digitization, greater transparency, and improved citizen experience. Minister Williams says Phase 1 laid a solid foundation, and the next step is about reimagining what's possible.
The next phase will demand more resources, more coordination, and much more change leadership than Phase 1. But the scale of the challenge only reinforces the importance of getting it right. It is about creating a system that serves its citizens with excellence, empowers its workforce, and stands resilient against the challenges of tomorrow.
The minister was speaking at the recent launch of a new change management methodology for the public sector, dubbed the Change Evangelist. Executive Director of the Transformation Implementation Unit, Maria Thompson-Walters, says the digital playbook offers real-world guidance for every public servant navigating change.
The Change Evangelist is built on GOJ's 8-step change experience, drawing on John Cotter's model and ProSize ADCAR, but made for our public service. It guides users deliberately through a structured approach, focusing not only on the theory, but more importantly, the how. It gives us tools, templates, and stories, all in one digital playbook.
The TIU, housed within the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, is the central body driving Jamaica's current public sector transformation agenda. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett is asserting that the updated Jamaica Tourist Board JTB Act ensures that all accommodations in the sector adhere to basic standards that protect both guests and hosts. In a statement responding to concerns raised about potential fines on Airbnbs and other short-term rental operators for non-adherence, the minister clarifies that the legislation does not legislate taxation on accommodation or any other enterprise. Further, he explains that while it stipulates that homestay accommodations ranging between 1 and 9 rooms must be registered, there is no requirement for them to be licensed. The same applies to apartments that are prohibited by their strata corporation from participating in peer-to-peer rental arrangements. Earlier in the week, the minister led the start of debate in the House of Representatives on the bill, which repeals and replaces the existing Tourist Board Act of 1955. He insists that the bill aims to establish a fair and transparent system that safeguards quality, safety, security, and consistency across all types of accommodations, guided by the Destination Assurance Framework.
So the new legislation ensures that the legal framework is updated to support the sector's continued growth, enhance regulatory clarity, and provide the JTB with legislative tools needed to manage and develop tourism in a structured and practical way.
Jamaica has achieved over 80% of the requirements for full implementation of the World Trade Organization WTO Trade Facilitation Agreement, TFA. The Jamaica Customs Agency played a key role in this achievement, and the Commissioner of Customs, Velma Ricketts-Walker, says it was done through a multi-agency approach focused on modernizing systems and legislation to align with international standards.
Through strategic alignment with the WTO and the WCO, we embrace the WCO Mercator program. And I am proud to say that Jamaica has progressed to sustained implementation as of December 2024, using the WCO's maturity model. This reflects our full competence in most TFA measures and our commitment to continuous improvement.
Among the achievements supported through the work of the Jamaica Customs Agency is the institutionalization of the Authorized Economic Operator Program, which now includes more than 150 registered operators. Another achievement is the operationalization of the Jamaica Single Window for Trade, JSWIFT, which now serves 13 border regulatory agencies and more than 12,000 users. Young farmers who participate in the next Rural Youth Economic Empowerment Program, RYEEP, Builder Cohort, will benefit from increased financial support. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green reveals that the ministry's support for the National Agri-Business Pitch Competition will increase from $1 to $5 million this year, with additional prizes for top participants. The competition gives young agri-entrepreneurs a platform to pitch their business ideas, define viable models, and attract investor interest.
We moved from $1 million to 2.750 because we decided to also give the second place and the third place. This year we're upping our support to $5 million. So we definitely think it has gone so well. We're really putting $5 million behind it, and I'm sure we will work out what we're doing in terms of the prizes.
Minister Green was addressing the recent closing ceremony for RYEEP. Farmers in St. Thomas are set to benefit from a new onion harvester as part of the Agriculture Ministry's efforts to modernize the sector and improve efficiency. Minister Floyd Green made the announcement during a recent visit to the parish for the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, Agricultural Show. The machine is expected to streamline the harvesting process by loosening onions from the soil, cleaning them, and collecting them in rows or containers, significantly reducing manual labor.
We're also doing some rotavators. We're also doing some soil augers for those who have to dig their holes and plant. We are bringing in over 30 pieces of equipment this year into the Ministry of Agriculture so that our farmers can do what they do well and better. And St. Thomas will be a big beneficiary for that.
In addition to boosting mechanization, the ministry is placing focus on disaster preparedness, particularly during the hurricane season. Acting Chief Executive Officer of RADA, Garnet Edmondson, announced that extension officers would be working closely with farmers to guide them through risk management practices to protect their crops and livestock.
We will be taking you from A to Z in risk management, in how you prepare for hurricane season. We have joint partners with GK Insurance in the Weather Protect. We will be coming out along with the GK team to help you to sign up for crop insurance.
And finally, as Jamaica prepares to host regional leaders for the 49th Heads of Government Conference, the new chair of CARICOM, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, is underscoring the centrality of unity and cooperation for the region's future. His comments come in a message marking the 52nd anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Chaguaramas, which established the Caribbean Community. Expanding from the 4 founding countries that signed the treaty on July 4, 1973, CARICOM now has 15 member states and 5 associate member states.
Today, CARICOM stands as a testament to what can be accomplished when we transcend our differences and work together for the common good.
As CARICOM's chair for the next 6 months, Dr. Holness asserts that our future lies in cooperation, working together to secure peace and prosperity for the people of the Caribbean.
As we look to the future, The valuable lessons and experience gained over the past half-century of integration will guide us in addressing new and emerging challenges. These include, but are not limited to, collective efforts to tackle climate change, secure climate financing, strengthen food and energy security, combat transnational organized crime, and bolster our resilience to external shocks.
Jamaica will host the 49th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM from July 6 to 8 at the Montego Bay Convention Center. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This July, all eyes turn to Montego Bay. Jamaica will proudly host the 49th regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Regional leaders will come together to shape the Caribbean's future, focusing on trade, free movement, education, healthcare, and regional security. This year's theme, People, Partnerships, Prosperity, a secure and sustainable future.
Thank you for staying with us. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining has rolled out transformative measures in research, financing, policy development and export strategies, and that's the focus of our next feature.
As part of its ongoing push to transform the sector, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining is fighting threats, fueling growth, and planting the seeds of a resilient future. From yam rust to fruit flies, pests and diseases have long plagued Jamaican farms, but the state is fighting back.
We've put in place a yam rust disease management program, dispatch radar, R&D, plant quarantine. We put $32 million, Madam Speaker, to areas in Trelawney, Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Anne, and we're seeing positive returns. This year, we're going to enhance that with an additional sum of $35 million.
$40 million has been injected into smart fruit fly traps equipped with real-time monitoring technology. The ministry will also establish pest-free agricultural zones for crops, beginning with sweet potato and pepper.
We're also working with the International Atomic Energy Agency to bring in the sterile insect technique to treat with our fruit flies once and for all.
And there's more.
We are going to be launching a new screwworm eradication program for sterile flies to counter the spread of screwworm in the country.
There are other efforts to boost crop resilience and export potential. A seed and nursery certification unit is next on the agenda. This is to ensure healthier crop start in agriculture. At Bodles, a national gene bank is being built to preserve Jamaica's native seed varieties. In aquaculture, the ministry is developing locally produced fish feed supported by new labs, pulverizers, and fisher training.
We've started research. We've brought in an extruder and a pulverizer. We're training some fishers in mill operations to see if we can design our own locally made fish feed.
On the financing front, the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, has rolled out a $2 billion loan fund for small and medium-sized agribusinesses.
Additionally, we've signed an MOU between the DBJ, RADA, and the Jamaica Agricultural Society, where we are preparing our farmers to access these loans. It's a loan-ready training program where we're targeting 450 agricultural stakeholders. Additionally, we have the credit enhancement facility, $30 million for farmers. They can get up to $30 million without traditional collateral.
Other funding flows include a $43 million cluster project in Mandeville, new French agriculture credit line, and over $1 billion unlocked for poultry farmers. This year, 5,000 farmers will be supported under the GK Insurance Weather Protected Scheme. Looking ahead, the ministry is also designing a national pension scheme for farmers, a move expected to provide long-term security for thousands of agricultural workers. Jamaica is preparing to tap into global markets with a new national organic agriculture policy. Updated fisheries regulations will allow year-round sale of legally harvested lobster.
We're looking to drive exports.
And to make Jamaica's produce more competitive abroad, a bold export incentive program is underway that will support everyone from small farmers to large exporters, with waivers on phytosanitary certification fees, making it easier and cheaper to access international markets.
We stand on the dawn of a new era for agriculture, fisheries and mining.
Jamaica will host the 49th regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government Conference in Montego Bay from July 6 to 8. So, what's on the agenda? We break it down next.
From July 6 to 8, the Montego Bay Convention Center will come alive with the 49th regular meeting of the Conference of the Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community. The meeting will be held under the theme
People, Partnerships and Prosperity, Promoting a Secure and Sustainable Future.
Words that a lot of thought and planning went into. But what do they actually mean? Let's first look at people.
Reflecting the fact that human development and capacity building must be at the heart of all that we do.
Partnerships.
Recognizing that nothing can be done in isolation. That not only as a region, but globally, we have to ensure that we have appropriate partnerships in place to build resilience and to achieve our goals.
Prosperity.
Reflecting the aspirational developmental goals of all of our member states.
Promoting a secure future.
Recognize that peace and stability and security are critical preconditions for prosperity, and that they are a function of partnerships and they do deliver and require inputs from all hands on deck.
And a sustainable future.
Of course, reflecting our need to focus on climate change and on building our resilience as a country and as a region.
There you have it, the driving force behind this year's 49th regular meeting of CARICOM's leaders.
The focus is really on making sure that we have the best platform set for Jamaica to be able to play her role in having the region be well placed to navigate these uncertain times and to, of course, ensure that we make some progress in CSME and that we really take a strategic and creative focus on how we deal with transnational crime and regional security.
Now, let's turn our attention to the newly appointed Chair of CARICOM, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, and his message to the youth of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean.
My fellow young leaders of CARICOM, as I assume the chairmanship of the Caribbean community from July to December this year, I want to extend a special message to you, the heartbeat of our region and the architects of our future. With young people comprising nearly 60% of our population, your voices are not just essential, they are transformative. You're not merely passengers on this journey, but active co-pilots driving the change we need for a more prosperous, secure, and sustainable Caribbean. Our chairmanship will place special emphasis on investing in our most valuable assets, our people. This means creating pathways for your ideas to flourish, your skills to thrive, and your dreams to become realities. From entrepreneurships and digital innovation to green technology and the creative industries, you have the power to redefine the Caribbean's place in the world. The CARICOM Youth Ambassadors Program remains a vital platform for your collective voice. But I want to go further. I want you to see yourselves not just as beneficiaries, but as active co-creators of regional progress. Whether in politics, economics, agriculture, climate action, or digital transformation, your contributions are essential. In this era of rapid technological change, your digital fluency and creative energy are crucial. As CARICOM advances its regional digital development strategy, your voices will shape how we harness technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and renewable energy to build resilient economies and smart, connected communities. You are the innovators who will create new industries, the entrepreneurs who will redefine our economies, and the leaders who will advocate for climate justice and sustainability. I urge you to remain bold, confident, and visionary. Let us work together to create a region where your ideas are valued, your contributions are celebrated, and your futures are secured. We will not just listen to your voices, we will act on your ideas. Let us build a more resilient, inclusive, and prosperous CARICOM for all, and shape the future of our region together. Thank you, and may you continue to rise as the next generation of Caribbean leaders.
Do you often notice a spike in your electricity bill during the summer months? It could be because higher temperatures lead to increased energy use. So, how can you break this costly cycle? We've got some helpful tips coming up next.
In the heart of the Caribbean, where sun-soaked beaches meet bustling city life, this time of year Jamaicans face a revolving challenge: managing their energy bills.
Nowadays, the electricity is mostly committed to cooling, or you could say running motors. So during the summer months, there is a lot more need for cooling ourselves. So running fans, running AC, and there's a lot more thirst for water. They want their lawns to be maintained, they want their crops to stay healthy, so we use a lot more water also.
As temperatures soar, so do electricity expenses, leaving households searching for solutions. Here are some practical tips and considerations to help navigate through the heat without burning through your budget.
Many young people are not at school, and so the homes are more occupied in the summer generally. So we need to kind of encourage a culture of going outside more. And somebody may say, but outside is hot. But we have to find ways of enjoying the outdoors and not always be inside. Because when you're inside, usually what are the young people doing? Watching TV or on a laptop or so forth. And all those things will contribute to higher energy. And of course, you have to keep the room that you're in cool. And sometimes that's not properly managed.
It's vital to unplug idle electronics, as many off devices still sip power.
We think that because you press the off button, that your device, your appliance is not using power. But these days you have a lot of smart devices that have to stay alive pretty much, even though you have turned it off, and that will use power. And It may seem like a little bit of power, but we say one cocoa full basket. So a lot of these devices all combined together can cause your power to go up, your power consumption to go up.
Strategic planting can cool your home, though hurricane concerns must be considered.
We can't say you should always have trees because there's also the concern of hurricane season. The hurricane season coincides with the summer, right? The hottest time. So we have to, in a very careful way, see how we can use vegetation in a way that can help in cooling the environment of your home or around your home, but at the same time doesn't increase the hazards that will come because of the hurricane season.
Choosing between airy linen and sweat-absorbing cotton can also boost the summer comfort.
So linen is a very light fabric and it's very airy, especially in a drier climate, not very humid climate. It's very comfortable. Even in a hot environment, it can still feel comfortable. Cotton is the other one, and cotton is one that will absorb the sweat from your body, and then the sweat will then evaporate from the cotton fiber, and when it does, it actually makes you feel a lot cooler, almost like a natural air condition. You can isolate your movement in your home, so if you have to be indoors, stay in a certain room, keep that room cool. You don't have to keep the whole house cool. Or if you have to go from room to room, you can change the temperature to something that you can tolerate.
By focusing on key areas and making smart choices, you can create a cooler and more comfortable living space.
They can ensure that on those south-facing wall, east-facing wall, and your west-facing wall, that you use thicker curtains at your windows. Another thing to do is that if they can apply a reflective coating, like a film or even a tint on the windows, and they might be able to exploit that strategy, ensuring that you're not using a unit to cool a space that it is not sized for. Some people might choose to only have an air conditioning installed for the bedrooms. Don't try to use it to cool the bedroom and the living room and the kitchen and all the other and the entire house.
Innovative technologies are also on the market, offering new ways to manage energy usage and costs effectively.
These days, these include smart devices that have timers on them, which you can schedule them to turn on and turn off. Devices, occupancy sensors, for example, that can see when somebody is in a room and turn on. And there may be even more sophisticated ones that can sense how many people are in the room.
Managing energy bills during the summer is essential for staying cool and cost-effective. Next time the summer heat feels overwhelming, remember these tips to keep your energy usage in check.
We've come to the end of our program. For a full recap and more, visit our website at jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.